Yo, what is going on, guys? It's the Heart Pirates TCG here. What I have for you today is a black yellow Big Mom list that was inspired by my buddy old pal VVtheory. He brought a different list to locals, and it got me thinking. I was like, black actually got a lot this set that we can use. However, whenever I was making a deck, I realized that it's literally just Gecko Moria. It's literally like I don't want to use any other black card except for like the blockers in this deck, because Gecko can bring back anything. Gecko can bring back Okiku, it can bring back Hiyori, it can bring back Rush Katakuri if you want it to. It can bring back a lot of really cool things. Real quick though, guys, I will say, if you guys are going to any regionals coming up in Orlando, Peoria, what is it called? Arlington, Texas. If you check out my website, which will actually be in the description below, you can get discounts on hotels that are nearby those locations, and it'll make your travel a lot cheaper. Pretty much every event in the future, we're going to be having that. So without further ado, let me talk to you about the deck list, and then I'll obviously bring in some games as well. Black, yellow, Big Mom, right? So we got 4 Borsalino, obviously, because Gecko Moria doesn't have an answer for it unless they play Brook, which is still 6 Dawn to answer a card, so it might as well be a blocker at the end of the day. Then we have 2 Sabo. This is also just for Gecko Moria, really. Also, it's for Katakuri as well if they drop Gadatsu on you. 4 Gecko Moria, 4 of the 10 drop Big Moms, and then we have 4 Beiges. We have 2 of the Russianelles. The problem with this deck, guys, and the reason I'll talk to you about it in a second, but the problem with the deck is sometimes boards can get out of hand pretty early, especially with like triggers if you're playing like Red Purple Law, maybe even Gecko Moria if they get off to a good start. So, you know, if we don't hit the Gadatsu or the rejects on curve, then we want to hit the rush characters as well. So ideally what I want to happen is we play the Gadatsus and the rejects first, and then we start controlling the board with the Rush Katakuri and the Enel after we control the board a little bit with the Gadatsus and then the rejects. Obviously reject can be used to go for game as well. And then we're playing only a total of 10 2Ks because we're playing so much life gain, which obviously is your leader, it's your Big Mom, and then it's the Kiku Nojo as well. Then we're playing 4 Onamis, just a generically good card. You can also bring back with Gecko Moria, let's say you have Enel already. For 7K, you play Gecko Moria, you bring back Okiku, you bring back Onami, and now the Enel has banish, right? Or you can bring back, like I said, the Hiyori puts Okiku back on your life, and then you play like, let's say like a Rush Katakuri to look at like the bottom of your life or something like that. There's just a lot of really cool options you can have with this deck. Obviously, like I said, for Kiku Nojo, this card is great into any deck that doesn't bottom deck, because the longer the game goes on, which is what this deck wants to do, right? It wants to drag the game out. The longer the game goes on, the easier it'll be for you to basically just win, because they can't ignore the Okiku forever, right? You know, if you're not playing at Sakazuki, they don't have a way to like bottom deck this unless they're playing, like I said, Brook, which is still 6 Dawn to basically get rid of this effect. But you know, with Okiku, Big Mom, and your leader, you're gaining a lot of life every game, especially since you're also able to control your triggers too. You're able to stack them with Hiyori. Obviously, we're playing 4 Hiyori, we're playing 2 Nekomamushi. If you want, you can cut this. The reason this is in there now is because I was playing an engine with the Momonosuke, but I decided it was a little bit too slow into certain decks like Red Purple Law, Reiju, and what is it called, Gecko Moria. So I decided to cut the what is it called, the Momonosuke. So you could change this to like Sanji, you could change this to Brule, you could change this to just anything you want. This is kind of a flex spot. This could change as well, I'm not entirely sure. Then obviously, like I said, 3 Rush Katakuri. We're playing 4 of the You're the One Who Should Disappear, just because 1, we're playing a lot of dead cards. We're playing 2, 6, 10, what is it, 14, what's that, 17, so we're playing 20 dead cards. So obviously You're the One Who Should Disappear is not only works in great, you know, tandem with your leader effect because it can heal you, but it can also just discard dead cards out of your hand if you have too many of them, and then and save your life in the process. And then obviously we're playing 3 Reject. This is mainly for the board control, but we're also can end the game pretty early as well. Since we are playing some rush characters, we are playing obviously 10 cost Big Mom, we can get them to the point where they're at 2 life relatively easily. So if we attack for like 8k with our leader or 9k with our leader or something like that, and then hit him with a reject. We can attack with like 14k with Big Mom or something, after you use your leader effect, of course, to heal in case it doesn't go through for whatever reason. But yeah, that's the deck list right there, and then I'll show you guys some games. But yeah, guys, this is a Gecko Moria. I had to sauce up real quick. The reason that I kept this hand is because I wanted, obviously the Gadatsu is really good into Gecko Moria. It means I can put them to 4 life pretty easily, and then obviously pop whatever they play. He plays a Perona here, and I discarded an Onami because one, I don't really need 2 of them, and another one, it's another target for what is it called? It's another target for Gecko. Now, of course, in this matchup, I want to go first so I can find the Gadatsu's on curve. I was forced to play the Nekomamushi here instead of the Gadatsu, which this would have been the turn I would have played Gadatsu, which would have been nice for sure. But he did win the dice roll. He plays Peroni, he plays Absalom, he swings in my life. What I like about this is I can take life pretty willy-nilly. So I swing 6 into the Perona. He decides to save it, I'm pretty sure. Yep, he decides to save it, and then I just play Gadatsu. And then the reason I pop the Absalom is because if he wants to waste an Ice Age to kill the Gadatsu, I'm totally okay with it, because that means he can't Ice Age my Gecko Moria, or it has a less of a chance to kill the Gecko Moria. So I wanted to bait him into actually like trying to pop the Gadatsu, but if I pop the Perona, he was just going to make me discard a card, which I didn't want to do, because I didn't really, like, I guess I could discard the Onami, but I don't really want to do that, because I just want to have the counter in hand if I need it. But I go ahead and I believe I just take this one right here, no trigger again, which is unfortunate. And then I look at my trash to see what I want to counter with, because I want to play something off Gecko. So what I do is I decide to just counter out, and I'm gonna swing, I think it's like 5, 6. I think I'm gonna be able to control the board right here. I think he's gonna get rid of the Perona, and I'm gonna swing 5 and then 6 and then play the Gecko. And then Gecko, I think, is just gonna play the, I think he's, no, he doesn't. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say the Gecko's gonna play the brand new, or not the brand new, the Borsellino, and then I'm going to pick up a 10 cost Big Mom, and I'm gonna put a beige back in my life. Like, being able to control your life is just like on 8 Dawn, not only being able to like play a big body, play a blocker, or a rush character with this deck, but also change the top card of your life. That's a huge power play, guys. Like, if that was no Kiku right there, like, he could have swung into my life right there, and I literally could have taken it and just what is it called? I could have just taken it and had like a bunch of bodies on the board. But he decides to swing 2 5s for some reason. I think he tried to bait me into thinking he had like an Ice Age or something. I don't know why he did that. But he swings 2 5s right here, and I block 1 with Borsellino because I know he's going to play the Gecko this turn, so I'm not worried about like a big swing into life. Even if he did, I had the counter for it. And then he plays the Gecko, plays Absalom and Helmeppo, pops the Gadatsu. Totally okay with that. I was hoping he would swing into my Hiyori, but he did not. So I swing 5 into the Hogback, and then I swing 5 into the Hogback again after he counters. The reason I swing with the Borso blocker is because I know I can't die, because I'm going to go to 2 life, and I know my last life is beige. So, like, I'm pretty much good to go on this aspect right here. And then, yeah, I'm pretty much just kind of chilling. Like, he only has 1 big body, and then he has just 2 5k attacks, if at best. So he's gonna swing 9 into life, and I'm gonna be like, okay, that doesn't matter, I'll take it. And then I forgot what he does here. He does something like weird, if I remember correctly. So he swings 7 into life, and he plays the Perona and minuses the Gecko. And I'm like, what is he gonna play that's gonna pop my Gecko? I'm trying to think like what he could do here. But I want to save the beige too, because the beige, I just want that to be like good security right there. Plus, like, I don't really have anything I want to play off of the Gecko, so I'm gonna just go ahead and play the 0 cost event to trash the Borsellino. That way I can play something off Gecko if I really need it. But then he goes ahead and swings 6 at life here, which I was like, this is just weird, man. Like, this dude's just doing a bunch of weird stuff. So I counter out of that one. Then he plays an Ice Age, and then I think he plays a Lucci here. Yeah. He plays a Lucci here, and I was like, I could go for game here, potentially. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I couldn't go for game because the Lucci pops the Hiyori too. So I swing 5 into the Hogback. Whenever you can't get game, guys, especially when they have few cards in hand, whenever you can't get game, your best option is just to clear the board and survive until you can get game. Because the longer the game goes on, whenever you have more cards than your opponent, or just like card advantage / board control, the easier it is for you to kind of just like win the game straight up. So I was like, yeah, my win condition is just stalling this game out. He has no cards in hand, so I'm going to be able to go for lethal next turn. He has to go for lethal this turn. So I play the blocker here, or I play Borso blocker, and then I'm debating playing the Onami or the Hiyori, and then I was like, I guess it doesn't really make sense to like... I guess it doesn't really make sense to play the Hiyori because I know the beige is on the top of my life anyway. So I was like, should I attack with this Borso? I was like, I could probably just go for game next turn anyway, so I just need this to survive. Especially because beige is my last life. So I was like, if I attack with the Borso, I think there's an opportunity for him to kill me. I'm not entirely sure. Because he had 4 attacks. I had 2 2Ks, 1 blocker, and technically 2 blockers because I have the beige in life. So I was like, I don't feel like doing math right now. I'm gonna go for the guaranteed. I'm gonna go for the guaranteed safe play. I was like legit like I've been working on my website pretty much all morning. Like I woke up super early to like get some stuff done, and so yeah, I've been up since like 6:30, 7 o'clock, which normally I don't get up till like 9:30. So I was like, yeah, I'm too tired to like to do this math right now. I'm just gonna just go for the secured kill right here. So he plays Rebecca. Rebecca's going to play Hogback, and then Hogback's going to get back at 2K. And I was like doing the math in my head, and I was like, wait a second. Like, this guy just like killed himself. Like, why didn't he just go? Why didn't he at least try to go for a game? I don't know if he did or didn't. I don't remember. But I had to do some mental math. So let me explain the math here, guys. If I attack 5, he basically counters out right here. And then if I attack 5 again, he takes it. And then I attack for 7, and then he has to block. And then I attack for 9, and he takes it. Like, he literally just kills himself right here. So I was like, I had to literally like double check. So I was like, am I doing the math right? Like, am I tripping? Like, I was so, I don't know. My brain was like so foggy this morning. So I'm like, yeah, this guy's dead. I have 5 attacks, and you only have 4 life. Or technically 4 like hits. So I attack 5 right here, and then he takes it. And then, like I said, I'm going to attack for 7, and then 9, and then 11, and then 13, and then I just win straight up. So, like, yeah, like, this guy just sentenced himself to death by not going for game right there. And yeah, that's it, guys. Let me know if you guys like this video. Be sure to check out Moonlight TCG. The link's going to be down in the description below if you guys are going to any tournaments or want to participate in the weekly tournament with a huge giveaway. And I'll see you guys on my next video as soon as I attack for 13 with Big Mom, and done!